Hello and good morning. Welcome. It's your #1 family breakfast show right here. Another day, another chance to create memorable experiences with you.
Of course, our day starts early from Mondays to Fridays because you are on top of our thoughts every single day. We are thinking about you.
Yeah.
And today we prepared a special Thursday edition just for you.
Yeah, so things are excellent and they're set to happen for you today. Starting with us is proof that your day is going to turn out amazing. There's quite a lot happening today.
Yeah, there is. And there's, of course, so much to lose when you miss out on any of our episodes. But thank God you can carry us with you wherever you go.
We have received information that we might need to go over to view the speech from the president of Nigeria in just a bit. But before we go there, let's tell you exactly what's happening on the rest of the show.
Yes, and of course we've got, like we said earlier on, we've got so much lined up for you. You can tell from our attires that we take pride in doing what we do.
We'll be back with that speech in just a bit. But just in case you're wondering who we are, my name is Titilayo Owinson.
And I am Email Koche. Do not forget that you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Stay with us. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a speech from the president of Nigeria just a few minutes ago, and he did, break down quite a lot of things a lot of people are aware of. All over the country, there has been a scarcity of notes, even both old and new.
So the thing is, I'm happy about that the speech actually came in due time because there's been a long wait for, the speech. We have been waiting for him to address the CBN policies and the new Naira notes because there's been, yesterday I went to get something from a local vendor and she refused to collect, the old Naira notes because she said even she had a stack of old Naira notes that she couldn't take to the bank because they had stopped collecting it. So I'm glad that those were one of the issues that he also addressed, that the old Naira notes were still going to, it's still a legal tender till April 10th. So people with old Naira notes still have, till April 10th to go to the banks to, submit their old Naira notes. So no rush, guys. You have 60 days.
But there was something I did note. What I heard was that the old 200 Naira note would still be in circulation along with the new 200 Naira note. But he didn't make that clarification with regards the other two notes, talking about the 500 and the 1,000 Naira notes. And of course, he's instructed CBN to intensify collaboration with anti-fraud agencies to figure out all the other issues as well.
Corruption issues regarding this,
So we have the weather coming your way right now on Wake Up Nigeria. Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the newspapers this morning. My name is Titilayo Owinson. Thanks for joining us. Today is Thursday, February 16th, 2023. This is The Punch. It says here, new Naira crisis. Violence spreads in states. 3 killed, banks burnt. Violent protests rock Delta, Edo, Ondo, Oyo, Kwara, and Benue states. Supreme Court maintains anti-deadline order. 7 states join legal battle. Sanwo-Olu, more governors threaten sanctions over old notes rejection. That's what we have there. Then, of course, the photo story is also showing what is in the headline, photos of Bini, Warri, Akure, and, 2 photos from Warri there, showing the youth protesting against banks' rejection of old Naira notes. Marketers ignore federal government, sell petrol for over 230 Naira a litre. Evans ordered to pay kidnapped victim 233,000 euros, 50 million Naira. Soldiers avenging colleague's death by cop killer burn station. That's what we have on the cover of The Punch. Now, we have the Nation newspaper with us as well. It says here, out of court settlement talks on Naira crisis collapse. Federal government governors disagree on CBN's claim that old notes have been burnt. Buhari to address nation today. Raw lands in Benin Republic, page 31 there. FEC okays electronic tracking system to curb oil theft. And on the Supreme Court, old Naira notes remain legal tender. 9 states join suit. Case adjourned till Wednesday. And it also has a quote there that you can see on page 5. It says here, Wike, Tinubu turned down PDP's offer to sabotage Buhari in 2019 election. APC candidate is the man Nigeria needs now, says Rivers governor. It says here, inflation rises to 21.82%, according to NBS, and APC PCC kicks as police invite Fani Kayode. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation. We have the Daily Trust newspaper with us as well. It says here, Naira crisis. Federal government states consider out-of-court settlement. Mint requires 12 months to print 1 trillion Naira needed to stabilize economy, says El Rufai. 4 killed in Edo as protests rock states. And Buhari meets Tinubu at Aso Rock. Some troubling photo stories there. And it says at the bottom here, according to the Supreme Court, old Naira notes remain legal tender. It also says here, mechanic providing logistics to bandits arrested in Abuja, and MC Oluomo. Here it says, we won't redeploy Lagos REC, says INEC. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust. Oh, I think I missed one at the top. Here, Naira slides at parallel market, strengthens at official window, and how Jay's Taj Banks raised service bar amid Naira scarcity. That's the Daily Trust. We also have This Day newspaper with us this morning. It says here, Buhari considers recirculating old 200 Naira notes to ease pains of Naira scarcity. To address Nigerians in nationwide broadcast 7 a.m. today, El Rufai confirms option discussed with top government officials is out-of-court settlement move. Case adjourned till February 22nd. Ex parte order subsists. And again, Buhari and Emefiele meet at State House. Angry customers attack CBN office, banks, ATMs in Edo. At this point, that's all we have on the covers of the newspapers for this morning. We're going to be taking a quick break, but we'll be back with much more. Stay with us.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. With me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Jay. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm great. She's making her debut on the show this morning, and she's making something very spicy. I can't wait to tell you what it is. She's making boiled yams with spicy pomo sauce. Ooh, yummy. Those pomos over there are looking very, very healthy. Talk us through the ingredients for your recipe.
Okay. We have yam.
Okay.
We're actually frying it.
Oh, you're frying the yam.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have pepper, habanero pepper, and tatashe. Then we have the pomo. We have granite oil for frying. We have the salt and sugar for the yam. Then we have seasoning for the sauce. Onions, then bell pepper and spring onion.
Okay, so I'm curious, salt, sugar, what's the process for the yam?
You just will cut the yam into the sizes, then we'll use the salt and the sugar.
Okay.
A mixture of it just to sweeten it.
So after we chop our yams into chunks,
put it inside
then
water.
we put it in water. So
Then
we're going to boil it first before we
we're not
fry.
boiling. We're not boiling.
Okay.
We're not boiling.
So, no, so you're going to coat the yam with the sugar and salt mixture?
No, we're not coating, just pouring, like taking just a little of each.
Okay.
And put inside the water.
Okay, but you said we're not frying, so I'm a bit confused.
We are not boiling.
So you said we are not boiling, we're frying.
we are
So
frying.
which water? How does the water come
The
in?
water we use in washing it.
Oh, okay. So then we'll leave it for what?
For some time, yeah.
Okay. Because I was a bit
Because the yam
I was a bit
is,
confused.
It dried yam.
Okay, so how long is that going to, are we going to leave the yam in the water
Like
for?
5-10 minutes.
Okay, and then, so
While we'll
once all of that goes into the
into,
yam, then we
we'll start
begin frying.
Yeah.
Great. Now talk us through the process for the bomo sauce.
Okay, for the sauce, actually, we fry the pepper, then add the pomo
Okay.
to it, allow it to saute and everything cooperate together. Then afterwards, we fry the yam, then now make everything together like, you know what they call adalu?
What's that, Dalu?
Put everything together.
Okay, like a one-pot dish.
Yes.
Aha. Okay, so it's not like yam and
separately.
bomo sauce. Okay, so everything is going into it. So the yam, the bomo, everything. Okay, nice. So it's like making porridge, but with a twist.
Yes, like
I love it. I love it. Can't wait to see how this all turns out. Guys, if you're just joining us this morning, with me in the kitchen is Chef Jay. And we are making, oh well, she's making fried yam with bomo sauce, but with a twist. Yeah, so I really think this is something that you should stay, you stay tuned, to watch, to see, because it's not something that you want to watch, you don't want to miss out on. It's an interesting way of making your yam porridge, but differently, with a twist, with something different and nice. I really love it. Okay, so let's get cooking. Let's get cooking.
All right.
So all the pans and pots that you need are over there. So what do you want to start with?
Start with cutting the yam.
Okay.
Then we'll make the pepper. So
Okay.
Getting dry.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let's start cutting. Let me get you a knife. Okay, here we go. So now she's gonna cut the yams into chunks, and then we are going to soak them in water with a mixture of salt and sugar. Right?
Yeah.
We're going to leave it for 5 to 10 minutes for all the flavors to, get into the yam. Then we begin frying.
Yeah.
Right? And then, of course, make our... So, yes, please, go ahead. I'll just go and get you a pan. So what do you need first, the pan or pot?
The pan.
Okay, so here you go.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
We are here together, don't worry.
I know, right? Sounds like fun.
Yes.
I'm pretty excited. I think the kids are also really going to love
like
this.
it, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's a good.
Because it's going to be a twist to what something they are not used to.
Yeah, something we're not used to. And then it also puts it reminds you of the geese dodo, like making geese dodo.
Exactly.
Interesting. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Well, while we're prepping things up here in the kitchen, let's head over to the couch for some discussion with TT on Book Chat.
Thanks so much for joining us. Now, Thursdays are often some of the best days for me. Why? Because we get to meet authors every single week on our Book Chat segment. And today is no different. We have a piece titled Finding Love and Purpose, an inspiring journey to finding love and purpose by Andrew Milestone. Amazing name, right? Andrew Milestone. I know there's a story around that. We probably want to dig into that later on. He's a writer, inspirational speaker, and filmmaker. He's written many movies and web content for multinationals. It's great to have you in the building.
Thank you so much for having me. Like you said, my name is Andrew Peter Milestone.
Yeah.
And I've written several movies. In fact, I've lost count. But I've also written web content for multinationals. I don't think it's necessary mentioning names.
Of course, I understand. Yeah. I wanted to touch on your name.
All right.
The name Milestone. So is this your given name, the one you were born with, or what happened there? What's the story around there?
It's a pretty long story.
Okay.
But I would just want to say it's a name I started answering since like 2-3 years now.
Okay.
During my marriage.
Okay.
It was a name I had to bear. It's something divine. It's something, and that's my name in all my documents.
Amazing.
That's my name. So.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it when people make some moves to make changes in their life. And your book is a self-help book, Finding Love and Purpose. But when we think of self-help books and authors of today, people are looking to read something that's going to help them, become more wealthy or more successful, move forward in their career, business. Yeah. But then you come and start writing about love. Like, really? Love? What's love going to do to help me move forward?
Yeah, all right. Money is something that is very important. If you're not making money, you're not making sense.
Okay.
But in a world where everybody wants to crave towards what gives them money, they forget many details that makes this money come in abundance. And one of it is staying in your purpose.
Okay.
When a person is in his or her purpose, there is this synergy, there is this opportunity, this confidence that oozes out of the person. And the book, Finding Love and Purpose, is timely because in our generation, love affects every part of your life. And if you don't find love, if you don't have something that you can call true love, that kind of life does not expose you to opportunities. It does not expose you to that position where you can earn more, be more, and enjoy your life the more. So I am writing about love and purpose because I know the benefit it cuts across every corner, every strata of life. Once you are doing well in your love life and you are actually in your purpose as created, designed by God for you to live that purpose, everything is possible.
You used a term that we hear a lot in movies. You said true love. Now, it's challenging enough trying to define what love is. But true love, where do we begin?
All right, true love starts with God.
Okay.
In fact, the reason there is a lot of problem in this aspect of, in this topic called love, is because people are not comfortable with the idea that God is love. And it's something that if you really do well for yourself, you need to embrace the truth. The truth is that God is love. So if you want to learn love, you need to learn from him that is love. So it's very important that people get to know this. And talking about true love, for me, it's a decision.
Okay.
True love is not just a feeling, although that love will bring the feeling, but true love in its sense is loving someone that gives you the platform to be yourself. Loving someone in such a healthy way that both parties can grow. Because we see what's happening in the media today, we see what's happening, and we hear stories of people that sad things happen to them because they're in a marriage or because they are in love. But that's not the will of God. That's not what God wants for anybody at all.
Okay.
God wants us to be happy. God wants us to progress in what he has created us to do. And finding love and finding purpose will make life become an adventure indeed, honestly.
I'm going to make reference to the actual structure of your text now.
All right.
You broke it down into chapters, quite a few chapters. Let me clarify how many here. It's about 14. But then the first 10, you titled them principles. You didn't title them chapters.
All right.
So now when people give out principles, it's usually according to a particular guideline or guidebook, or you peg it against something. Is it just pegged against experience, or what else is your guideline?
Yeah, you rightly mentioned experience, and not just experience. My guideline is the scriptures.
Okay.
The Bible, the Holy Bible, is a source of truth.
Okay.
Many books have been written where the knowledge came out from the book of the good book.
Yes.
And where is my principles coming from? It's coming from the good book, and it's coming from what I've gone through in life, what I've seen, people that have managed to study and see the consistent patterns in their life. These are where I drew these principles from. And principles are so powerful because whether you are in New York or whether you are in Soweto, when you jump up, you're going to come down.
Okay.
Because it's the principle of gravity.
Okay.
So that's how powerful principles can be. That's why I based this book on some powerful principles.
There are a lot of principles here. You list 10.
Yeah.
You come all the way from finding true self. You actually termed it, who the heck are you? That's the question, the first question.
Yeah.
Knowing oneself.
Exactly.
And then you go all the way to, saying love is sacrifice.
Yeah.
So finding yourself all the way to understanding that love is sacrifice. Can we touch on that as quickly as possible before we wrap up?
All right. First, finding yourself. True love or love has a lot to do with you finding that person that completes you, that person that makes you be you. But you cannot come into that equation if you've not found yourself.
Okay.
People are trying to love so that they can feel important, so that they can feel good. No. The first part of this equation is loving yourself, loving who you are, accepting who you are. And what helps you to do that correctly is accepting your purpose.
Okay.
So many people are doing stuff that they don't have any business doing. Why? Because they want to have a source of livelihood, which is okay. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have something that reveals and unveils who you are not going to enjoy life.
Okay.
So true love, looking for true love starts with, first of all, accepting who you are. If you are, whatever you are into, accept it. This is who I am. This is what God has created me for. And if you can do that, then you can start evolving. You can create a good space where somebody can walk into your life and then it will click because the person has found you. Now, moving all the way to sacrifice. Okay, moving all the way to sacrifice, love is sacrificial because it's not about self, it's about the other person. The Bible says love is kind, love is not selfish.
You know what? I know that this particular piece, we could continue talking about this for the next hour or so, but we have to wrap it up now. Thank you so much, Andrew Milestone, for this particular piece. Finding Love and Purpose.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing book. All right, then. Thank you for coming to share it with us.
I really appreciate you.
That's it for our book chat segment for this morning. If you have questions or contributions, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We cannot wait to hear them.
Welcome to the kitchen, guys, and thanks for staying with us. With me in the kitchen is Chef Joy. And this morning, she's making fried yams with spicy pomo sauce. But with a twist, guys. It's like making your giz dodo. But I think we should call this something.
Yes,
we should yam pomo sauce, pomo yam sauce, or yam po sauce.
Easier for you to call.
All right, great stuff. Yeah, so run through the ingredients and then tell us where we're at right now.
Okay, once again, we have the yam already peeled and soaked.
Okay,
Then we
soaked
have
in
our
what exactly?
Water. Then with a mixture of salt and sugar.
Great.
So it will just cook
Great.
in. Then we have the pomo. We have our granite oil. Then onion seasoning, the pepper sauce,
Spring onions, green pepper, bell peppers.
Pepper. Yeah. So now we can start frying our yam, then the pepper sauce.
Great. I see that we've started with our pepper sauce. So what's
yes.
next?
We'll just start frying the yam.
Okay.
So we can go ahead then
Okay.
with the sauce.
Okay. So go ahead
Thank you.
and let's cook. Is that just pepper? Whoa, you will eat pepper today. Hey. Okay. So we're going to allow that simmer for a while.
Wow.
Okay. Make sure all that water
Dries up,
Yeah,
yes.
dries up.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're about to fry our yam.
yam.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check if that
Yeah.
heat is on. Okay. Let's regulate that. Okay. So guys, remember that for our yam, we have soaked it in water. And salt, and we added salt and sugar into the water, and we've soaked it for about 5 minutes now.
Yes. So
Great.
start frying.
So we're going to begin frying. So I think the salt and sugar is going to add that extra taste to the yam, right?
Yes.
Great. Okay. All right. This seems like a very easy recipe. It's like
Very,
making
very
your
easy,
giz
yeah.
dodo.
Very easy.
But let's, add just
So
something different. So instead of plantain, we're having yam and
instead of
pomo.
gizzard, we're having
Pomo.
Exactly.
Nice. I love it. Yeah. And of course, I'm guessing that the spring onions and the bell peppers come at the end.
Yes, it's a garnish.
We're going to garnish with it.
Exactly.
Because spring onions actually has its own flavor that it
exactly.
gives to your meal.
And it's not supposed to be overcooked. So that's why it's supposed to come
last. Yeah, it's supposed to be fresh. And so for our yam, are we adding anything to it?
No, we'll just fry.
Okay.
Then when we are done, we'll now do the mixture.
Okay. So guys, pay close attention. There's a hack here that Chef Joy already taught us with frying our yams. So to give it that extra sweetness, she has added sugar to the yam. So it's going to add that extra sweetness that it has while you're frying. You can also do this if you're making yamarita.
Yes, yes.
That's an idea.
Yes.
So I think that's what I'm going to do. When next I'm making yamarita, well, if you're wondering what yamarita is that roughly fried yam, like the yams that you've been coated with flour and eggs, and then you fry it,
spices.
right? I mean, that's becoming one of my favorite type of. I love it.
You add this one very soon. After
Yes,
today,
I think I'm going to try it. And I think the kids are really going to love
like
this, right? It also depends on how your yam is cut. Yeah, right. Because like if you cut them in like long sticks, I think it's also going to be really nice.
Well, we can give it a try. Yes, we can give it a try.
So that way they're just picking and eating. You know, kids, they like to pick on things. They're very picky eaters. So they're just picking and eating and, you know, like a snack.
I feel being in those little chunks will help.
Okay.
Yeah, and it will not look bulky for them. So this will also work.
Okay. Right, guys, if you're just joining us, with me in the kitchen is Chef Joy. And she is making something we call yapos. We have to try to find a name for it. But it's fried yam with pomo sauce, spicy pomo sauce. All right, while we are getting things ready here in the kitchen, our sauce is getting ready. It's the top of the hour, people. There's so much more coming up next. Stay with us.
Oh, yes, and the show gets better and better and better every top of the hour. Now, if you're just joining us, welcome. It's the second hour of your premium breakfast television show. This is Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, it is. Thank you for staying with us. We still have so much more coming your way, guys. In the next, well, less than 45 minutes. We hope your day is starting off great, guys.
Yeah, and even if it hasn't, don't worry, it's about to get better. A bright start is assured when you tune in early from Monday through Friday. The experience and moments we make right here on Wake Up Nigeria are unmatched.
Oh man, take a look at what's happening, the magic happening here in the studio, here on the show, in the kitchen. I mean, everywhere is magical. I mean, look at it. Yeah. But well, we'll find out what's going on later on in the kitchen with Chef Joy, of course. But let's get to what's happening for the rest of the show.
My name is Titilaya Oyinson.
And I'm Emil Kwache. Do not forget that you can stream the show live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
You can also watch us live on GoTV Channel 27 and UHF Channel 49. Watch us on the go. If you need to move around, just download the TVC app. It's free and it's available for Android and iOS.
Yes, we'd like you to also follow us on all our socials, guys, at TVC Connect. Send in those comments, guys. We are craving and yearning for them, people. Those comments keep us going. So, yeah.
We are going to be celebrating you and you and you. All you and you, your loved ones celebrating this February. We're going to be doing birthday shout-outs in a bit. Hello and good morning. It's time for us to take a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilaya Oyinson. Thank you so much for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has met with the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, hours after the Supreme Court adjourned the suit filed by state governments to challenge the Naira redesign policy of the Apex Bank till February 22nd. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garuba Shehu, confirmed that Mr. Emefiele was expected to see the president and believes that he met with him after the Federal Executive Council meeting yesterday. The president had 11 days ago appealed to Nigerians to give him 7 days to resolve the cash crunch after the Nigeria Governors Forum urged him to allow all old notes circulate in the system to ease hardship on the ordinary Nigerians. The presidential spokesman said he is not in a position to confirm or deny the rumors that the president may be considering an extension of the validity of the old Naira notes by 60 days. And of course, this morning, during the speech from the president himself, there has been an update on those orders. And some of the notes will still be permitted into circulation for a while. We'll be giving you more updates on that story very soon. The Lagos State government has commenced the patience and calmness rather commended the patience and calmness of Nigerians following the controversy generated by the Naira shortage crisis. The state government has joined the dispute at the Supreme Court, which adjourned the hearing of the matter till February 22nd. They warned those rejecting the old notes to desist from doing so or face prosecution, saying it's against the law to reject the old notes, as doing so is contrary to the position of the Supreme Court. Governor Sanwo-Olu urged Nigerians, or rather Lagosians, to remain law-abiding and shun mischief makers who may exploit this temporary situation. Welcome back. Now it's time for our tech discussion. And one of the topics that keeps popping up all over the world is this issue of renewable energy, going green, climate change. What is all this about? Now, we decided it was time for us to have a discussion with an expert. With us today, we have Chidera Ejiofor. He's a green energy discipline, and he's an advocate for working in various industries in this particular field. Real estate, electronics, tech, automobiles, all that, and alternative energy sources. It's great to have you in the building with us. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So this journey into renewable energy, alternate sources of power, when did this start for you?
I would say over a decade.
Okay.
And it's been a gradual process. I've been improving myself, and the world has also been improving.
Okay.
And as we can see, even industries are improving in terms of power consumption. We can see in the automobile industry, electric cars are being rolled out. So while the world is also moving ahead and Africa has been left behind,
Yeah.
I think we've gradually started to play catch-up in Africa, and we in Africa need to now take a stand. And that is where I decided to make green energy a priority for us 6 years ago.
Okay.
And we started providing battery solutions, and I decided to move fully into green energy.
Okay.
And I think it's been a wonderful journey, seeing the effects it's had on certain lives. We've had wonderful feedbacks. We've had growth. At least in Nigeria, we've been able to touch over 1,000 households with renewable energy solutions. And this kind of movement, trust me, it's overwhelming sometimes.
I have to use that word movement. It does feel like it's been a bit slow. You mentioned a decade. A decade ago, telling someone about getting an inverter or a solar panel was like, they've come again. What is all this? You know, this is just another way to take our money. But shift a decade ahead. You have equipment in people's homes that are considered inverter friendly. You have inverter ACs, you have inverter fridge, you have all sorts of appliances that are now compliant to more renewable energy sources. Why do you think it took that long for us to make the shift?
In everything that comes with improvement and development, we like to move slow.
Okay.
And I would say finance is a very, very important thing. Finance is a very, very important thing. And we have to look at we have to look at solutions that can provide better energy consumption for us in Africa. In Europe and other continents, they've moved from the old technology when they moved from LCD to LED.
Okay.
When they moved from regular refrigerators to improved inverter refrigerators,
Okay.
from regular freezers to improved inverter freezers. And now, most recently in Nigeria, we've seen the influx of inverter ACs that consume less power. So we have finally realized in Nigeria that, it's better to have a long-term power solution that can ease the burden of fuel, diesel, and at the same time, the failure from the national grid. We've seen the grid collapse a couple of times in Nigeria, and people are beginning to realize, we have to have alternative energy. We have to have some source of power that noiseless, that comes from nature, and at the same time is long-term. If you have a solar panel today, it's your property for the next 100 years. So it's not just about how slow we are. It's also about the involvement of the government. This administration is the first administration that has actively pushed for an energy transition plan in Nigeria. We've seen the vice president move to have meetings with Sustainable Energy for All. We've seen the president in New York last year trying to have a meeting on energy transition. We have an energy transition plan for Nigeria. And this is wonderful, actually. I have to commend this administration. And I'm hoping the next administration can take it a step further and drive more action now.
I have to come down to the layman now, because some of the images we're seeing just now had huge solar panels on big houses. Now, the average Nigerian who is still in a flat, maybe a 2-bedroom, has 4 children, work in the morning, comes back late at night, they're not really thinking that much about investing heavy amounts of money on a solar panel or an inverter, because they just, they buy their small jerry can of fuel and they put it in their I better pass my neighbor generator. So if you're having a conversation with someone like that, how would you be able to balance the skills and explain why renewable energy is a better source?
So now, you get a generator, you probably buy fuel. Let's just look at this present situation for a layman.
Okay.
You can't get cash to buy fuel.
Okay.
To get the fuel itself is a challenge.
Okay.
Then for those that run some offices and pay service charge, you have to pay for diesel. Service charge has gone up. If you look at the amount consumed in the space of 12 months to 24 months, and you look at the cost of having a system that can power whatever you need, it's relative. We have a renewable energy solution for as low as 400, 500,
okay,
thousand, and you can have a spread payment over a period of time. And you don't have to buy a generator. You have to keep spending on fuel. For instance, you want to get fuel right now, at least, if it's not even in the black market, the stress of going to the filling station, trying to fill up your 25 liters or your 30 liters, some filling stations won't even sell to you in the keg. So if you look at this, I would advise the person, average man would probably run about close to ₦1 million a year on petrol, trying to keep lights, keep the kids happy at home, trying to keep the family happy. But if you have a renewable energy solution for that same amount and you had spread your payment over a period of time, this would definitely provide the same power. Same thing goes when we're moving houses, buying appliances, or having any project in mind. We must look for renewable energy friendly appliances. Okay. You want to get a TV. Why do you want to go and get a TV from 10, 15 years ago when the energy consumption is high? You look for something that's more affordable now and it's energy friendly. So you can have your renewable energy solution power your fan, your lights, and your TV.
I'm thinking about the issue of when people move houses and move and get new appliances. Everybody really wants to get these new appliances, but they're considered very expensive. The average person goes to a warehouse somewhere in Apapa, gets some UK used products, just to make it seem like, yes, I have a new fridge, even though we know that it was used before. Yes. But it's, why would I then go and get something more expensive? Talk to me.
Okay, so to be honest, this is a long-term decision. Anyone having to make a change, move apartments, can always look to have some form of better appliance, like the refrigerators, the TVs. You can actually, this is where government comes in.
Okay.
For us to have this transition properly, we need some form of financial support, and people need to be eased into this transition. Okay. So we have tech companies now that offer pay small for appliances. You can use some of these places to try and have a long-term plan. Having a long-term plan does not require short-term action. It requires long-term action. So you can spread your action over 12 months and say, I want to move from high power consuming appliances to lower power consuming appliances, and at the same time add a renewable energy solution. You can have things where you can have a payment plan spread across 12 months, 6 months. We can see the inflow of loan companies. We can see the inflow of companies advising people to buy products and pay small. Same way you also in solar, we also have a payment plan for people that work in corporate organizations that are well registered, and we can allow them ease gradually.
So this is here to stay.
It's here to stay.
It's not something that's just in vogue right now and might change later.
If we say something in vogue and something might change later, this is renewable. This is energy gotten from our natural resource.
Okay. The sun.
It's here to stay. If you have countries like France and UK trying to roll out electric cars, then that means it's here to stay.
Honestly, there's another question I have for you. We're going to be heading into the kitchen right now to take a bite. But I have to ask, this issue of global warming.
Yes.
It does feel like we as Nigerians might not understand how it actually affects us. How does that affect us directly? Global warming.
This breakfast is quite distracting, I must confess.
Please go ahead.
So we're done?
Go ahead. You heard the question I asked.
Yes.
So how does it affect
global warming has an effect on us in Africa, where we have flood, we have the drought, and if you look at the ice age abroad has been melting.
Eventually,
it would come down to Africa and have effects on our citizens, and we would not have any planet in the next 100 years if we don't move away from fossil fuel. So this is the reality that we must actually face. Oh, this looks nice.
You're so distracted by the food, you're not even remembering
yes.
what we're talking about. All right, then,
You are welcome
it's over
to
to you.
the kitchen,
Okay.
Chidera.
Thank you very much.
This is Chef Joy, and this
Chef.
morning she's made for you yam and pomo spicy pomo sauce. Yes. So please dig in. I know you couldn't wait, but hey, here
Honestly.
you are. So go ahead.
All right, so very spicy.
It's very spicy. I hope you like spicy food.
I love spicy food.
Oh, great. So dig in.
This is nice.
Okay.
This is nice.
All
But I like
right.
to have it off the camera. Don't mind me, I'm fine.
All right.
Anyways, you have all the time to, consume it.
Yes,
We're talking about, consuming energy and all that. Yes. So thank you so much for being here,
No
Chidera.
problem. Thank you for
Thank you,
having
Chef Joy. This
Thank you,
looks
Chef Joy.
delicious.
This is awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Please,
And
stay
to all our
and have a bite.
guests who have been on the show today, thank you so much. We appreciate you.
We are going to be back tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. It's
7
going to
a.m.,
be a
guys.
Friday, meaning it's game day. Yes, it is.
It is, people. Yeah. So, it's a wrap on the show today. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.
Bye.